What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more D&D. This is our 5th edition Whispers from the Stars campaign. We didn't talk about it because we didn't agree on a name yet. We'll figure one out eventually. Maybe it'll just happen. It'll happen naturally one day. But I am joined with the full cast and crew that you see before you. I am, of course, Jumbo Thick, your DM, your GM for the night. And I will be joined by, to my left, Mr. Jeff, or as we know, Tuk, taker of souls,
That's
stealer
right.
of virginity and lives.
And just things in general. He just takes it all.
He takes everything. He's a taker.
Yeah. That's why his name's Tuk the Taker.
Takes that pipe.
He did take a pipe rather well.
He also took a kick to the head.
He took a rather vicious kick to the head. But yes, if you care to introduce yourself, Jeff, and your character.
Yep. My name is Jeff. Are we sharing like our usernames from like Xbox or something?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I'm joking. Jeff, and I'm playing Tuk. He's a goblin. He's 3'9", about 70 pounds. He's got 2 golden earrings in one ear and a pipe, and he kind of looks like a goblin / gremlin. If anybody's familiar with the Gremlin movies from the 80s, If you're not, look it up. He kind of looks like a mixture of those two things. He's got a black vest with a black. Well, normally he would have a black vest and black, like kind of baggy ninja pants. And a shirt underneath that, a collared shirt underneath that. But I think right now he's butt naked, right?
He is completely
and he's
naked,
potentially dead. So yeah,
potentially dead. We don't know that yet. But speaking of potentially dead, let's go down next below to Mr. Dayu. If you care to introduce yourself, sir.
Going on, everybody. I am Alan, and I'm playing Dayu, the 5'10", 5'11" hobgoblin, red skin, keeps his hair pulled back in a man bun, and when he's not wearing his sumo wrestler style diaper, he wears a blue kimono with greenish bottoms on it, and his little straw farming hat.
Nice. Straw hat, I like
but
it.
he's currently knocked unconscious.
Yes.
One hitter quitter over here.
Yep. Took a grievous wound to the chest. Speaking of a one hitter quitter, how about we move on over to Mr. Dan? Big Dan. Also known as Zaltkar.
That's right. Zaltkar Krugen, a hobgoblin paladin in the order as a hound for the Jailer of Secrets. And I'm currently not doing so hot at the moment, but me personally, I'm doing pretty good. You can follow me on Twitter at TheANDECKR and keep up with shenanigans there.
He does a lot of shenanigans. Speaking of one who needs to do some more shenanigans, Mr. Jumbo Smooth playing Rogar, son of Amu.
Yes, I am Jumbo Smooth, playing the role of Rogar, son of Amu. Rogar is a 7.5 foot or 7'5".
Yes.
Dragonborn, massive, 350, 400 pounds. You know, a solid chunk of a creature. Right now, he's naked, like most of our companions are, in some sort of distress. He does have like kind of a necklace of trophies of teeth and claws that he wears. He also has tribal markings that kind of paint his white scales. So very piercing blue eyes, like a solid blue. But yeah, ready to go.
Ready to go. Oh, and I just remembered, Tuk, you are actually wearing leather armor, so you are not naked anymore. Naked underneath, though.
Just naked
Full
from the
commando.
waist down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got like the leather vest. Couldn't find the pants, but it counts. It's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some amount of protection.
Like Donald Duck. You're fine. Old shirt cocking it. It's great. But I'll do a brief recap before we get into it, just in case any of you need a little refresher, just to get us back into the zone, back into to what's currently happening to everybody. So last we left off, the individuals before you, the party, has found themselves in a precarious position. First, we began with Zaltkar, whom survived somewhat survived. He attempted to sneak into a mysterious fortification, had 2 guards out in front of it, searching for 2 members of his order that have gone missing. He does not know what mission they were sent upon. He was just sent to find them and find what happened. He, however, attacked the goblins and was going to, with the guise of snatching one and interrogating it. But however, the one of the guards did manage to get away and alerted its conspirators, and he was leveled unconscious and dragged into what we now know to be some kind of research base. Very old, almost like it appeared to have once been abandoned at some point, with moss grown over the stones of the inside. It is recessed into this hill, and it apparently is underground. He was then thrown into a cell in the far corner of this establishment, with the rest of the party here. Rogar being chained in his cell, Dayu awaking to a interesting sight, and Tuk removing a large pipe from his rectum and placing it between his lips. There was another cell that had a very interesting goblin that apparently some of you knew to be the infamous Slit Craven Tongue, the leader of one of the diminishing rebellions of these the goblins. That it has been quite the plight of the Alabaster dynasty for quite some time, honestly. For a few hundred years, there's been strife between the different races that make this conglomerate. However, with all that being said, you found yourselves not only locked away, but also in the presence of strange creatures, as there were bodies left inside of these cells, and as one, they all lurched at the exact same time and birthed a smaller thing, a thing of horror and nightmares. Black tadpole-like head, a mouth within a mouth, an oval kind of shaped head, bleeds acid. I don't know what exactly it is. Well, it has a name. It is not what you think it is, though. It has a different name. Regardless, though.
This is a Minozorf.
No, it is not. It's not a Minozorf. It is something else. You might find out the name. We'll see. Regardless, this is something very foreign to any of you. No, none of you would have seen anything like this. And in fact, all of you did, however, manage to keep on to your sanity. You had to make a check. And, however, a bugbear guard who was beginning to assault Rogar because Rogar was escaping from his cell, collapsed due to the stress induced from seeing these creatures and was feasted upon. The 4 of you then quickly thereafter did escape from the cell, Rogar scattering the creatures, the smaller creatures, after breathing a cone of ice from his mouth that coated some of the walls and the floors, mostly directed at the creatures. And still in a rage, chased after them after they burrowed their way through the bottom of the large heavy door. Once out in the hall, after all of you, after quite some time. Finally, someone picked up a set of keys and opened up all the cells. All of you eventually met up outside the hall, deep towards the front of the base, near the armory, which we had some interesting events take place in, and of course the barracks. Tuk, after being helped up by Rogar to see that the armory had all of your guys' stuff in it, attempted to pick the lock. The lock was strange. Nothing he'd ever really seen before. Something kind of bizarre. A small square-shaped kind of recess. Or not recess, the opposite of a recess. Square-shaped little stone sticking out of the wall with a symbol upon it. You tried to kind of fiddle around with it. And when you did so, a seemingly innocuous half suit of armor with 2 swords that was sticking out of the wall above it, animated and attempt to cleave you in half. It was pretty bad. It also attempted to stab Rogar. However, you all moved away, and then it assumed its original form, unmoving. You then discovered that you would need some kind of arcane key, thanks to Zaltkar, to open this, or some way of dispelling magic, because it is magically locked and sealed. And the same lock and seal happened to be placed upon the only gate that would let you out, the gate that Zaltkar was dragged through after he was knocked unconscious, that he knows leads to the outside. You did a little bit more exploring and delved deeper into the abandoned facility, seeing images of carnage, recent, decrepit, and almost disturbing growths of some kind in many places. You discovered a pantry covered in thick black viscous goo. You then made your way to you made your way deeper into the facility, discovering another living individual, another hobgoblin, a noble-looking hobgoblin, a Captain Redclaw, who introduced himself to Amu and Dayu because the other two weren't there. Tuk and Zaltkar had gone off Tuk with the idea of attempting to look over the frozen bugbear corpse, trying to see if he had anything else on him. You did discover a few things, but I was looking for a key. Yeah, you were looking for the main key. You also discovered a creature that has been laying in wait for quite some time, that was dangling from the ceiling, that stabbed him repeatedly before he had the chance to do just about anything. Zaltkar, moving in, looking for it, couldn't find it. Couldn't find Tuk. Decided to flee and then was stabbed in the back and poisoned. He was then hunted down viciously and also driven to unconsciousness. Both of them seemingly captured by this creature. As the captain instructed Rogar and Dayu that there was another entrance, because the main entrance you could see him through was blocked by debris and rubble that had fallen in from both the ceiling and a little bit from the wall. You went into the laboratory, not really checking things out, just moving quickly. Everything was pitch black. There was barely any light whatsoever. You did notice a massive hole in the middle of this laboratory. Pretty big. Some of the rubble had fallen in, but strangely enough, there was black goo and other things dripping out of it onto the floor, amidst the debris of beakers and scientific equipment that either of you would probably have no idea what this was, smatterings of papers and things. You passed through the laboratory, went to a hall, went down the hall, and then found a door that was a little blocked, but it opened from this side. You cleared the debris quickly, opened it, releasing the Captain Redclaw. He gave you his thanks, showed you that he had his key. The whole time, Slick Craventon was accompanying you, being bossed by Dayu more than once and opening a door for you guys, and almost being a sacrifice. I bet you wish you'd sacrificed him as you went back into the laboratory and discovered that the creature was taking Zaltkar and Tuk. It was moving into the laboratory and dropped them upon seeing you, charged you, and stabbed Dayu through the chest, rendering him unconscious in a single blow. Rogar then went into a rage and went after the creature. The creature also scooped up Dayu and was attempting to move away with him as well. Rogar, while destroying this thing, carving into it, it could barely touch him. Slit moved over, escaping this situation completely, went over to the body of Tuk and Zaltkar, kicked Tuk in the head for his distaste of goblin traders, and removed all of Zaltkar's healing potions, and then fled away. Rogar destroyed the creature at last, ending its terrible reign. When he killed it, acid spilled everywhere as he tossed it to the side, coating him in the process. And he is still smoking and burning as the corpse is beginning to melt into the rock itself, the very rock itself, beginning to boil, and pieces of it's kind of sloughing away. It's very gross. It smells horrible. And on top of that, the room is beginning to fill with smoke. However, there is a large hole in the ceiling that it tends to be drifting upwards towards. And that, my friends, is where we're going to pick up. So, everyone's unconscious except for Rogar. Now, I purposely, we'll get to it. I think it will be brought up. So, at this point, Rogar, Captain Barlock Redclaw, comes up behind you. Oh, White One, you did fine. What is that? What is that thing? And he has a katana unsheathed from his hip, holding it in one hand. He moves over towards where Dayu is. What would you like to do, Rogar?
It was a ferocious beast, and I'll take a. You said the healing potions are like a powder substance.
Yeah, it's essentially, it looks kind of like. Have you ever seen a food pill? Mm-hmm. It's like that. It's just a round kind of ball, fits in the palm of your hand. You squeeze it and then inhale.
I will do that.
Okay.
And let me see. It's 2d4?
Yes, standard healing potion, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. Alright. I'll do that, and then I'll go over to Dayu.
Mm-hmm.
And use his potion on him.
Okay. You go to move down to kind of search for him to find his, and as you're moving down, searching for this healing powder. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Rogar.
All right. 19.
Ooh, very good. Very good. Rogar, you as you're moving down towards Dayu, you freeze for a second, and so does the captain. He freezes and looks towards the hole in the ceiling, and you hear movement. You hear scraping noises as if something is moving.
Okay.
The captain, we must go. And then he reaches down. I can carry him. You get the others.
Very well, Captain. And we'll grab Tuk and Zaltkar.
Mm-hmm. And Captain Redclaw just kind of... And surprisingly, Rogar, Dayu's not exactly a small hobgoblin. He's a decent size. And it looks like Captain Redclaw does, in fact, easily pick him up and kind of hoist him over his shoulder. Still kind of holds him on one side and still has his blade and one free hand that he has, and he's moving behind you. Where are you going, Rogar?
Is he leading the way?
He's behind you currently because to retrieve Tuk Tuk and Zaltkar, you had to have almost moved out.
I'll grab him and throw him up over my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
There was a door this way, Captain, and we'll start to head towards that way unless he says otherwise.
Yeah, he says, head towards the front entrance. There's a quarters directly across. This would be room I, if you have your map up.
Okay. I'll be moving that way.
Okay. With your perception check, you do hear the noises behind you. You would also notice, Rogar, that you see on your way out, you see some kind of ovoid-shaped objects in the corner of the laboratory. Several of them, in fact. You don't get too close to them. You don't have to. And it's just they kind of stand out because they look organic. They don't look like furniture or anything broken. And they have the same appearance of that kind of black, kind of fluid-like appearance that you've seen in other places around this facility. But as you head out, you make your way into the next room, the room where you discovered Captain Redclaw, and then into the pseudo break room, still with the poster of Zaltkar.
As I move, I just want to let you.
Excuse me.
I'm going to be looking for Slit Craven Tongue.
Okay.
just keeping my eye out for it.
Yeah. You do hear something as you're moving because you guys are moving quickly. You hear something in the distance. I'll give you this, Rogar. As you turn the corner into the main hall, you hear a clanging. Sounds like something metal.
Is it in the direction of the exit?
You'd have to go look. It seems it's probably in that direction.
I'm heading there anyway,
So do you pick up pace? Are you just because you are holding two people.
Yeah,
I will say Tuk is half a person to you anyway, so probably not too much.
Yeah, I'm moving. I guess as fast as I think the captain is moving.
Okay.
If he's booking it, then I'm
the captain's behind you, and he's very cautiously kind of looking back the entire time as you guys are moving. And as you hit the corner, first thing you notice, Rogar, is that the door to the armory is open, wide open.
Son of a bitch.
And you, as you see the door open, you look over and you see the gate that leads out, and you see Slit Craven Tongue on the other side of the gate. The gate is closed. Well, it's been a pleasure, boys. And he pulls out a key.
I look back at Captain Redclaw, make sure he still has his.
Captain Redclaw looks and begins fumbling over his purse, and he goes, "Good luck with the beasties." Snatches it back in his hand, and he moves out of view. And the captain's that little, and he holds in a curse, a slur that you would not understand, Rogar, but
Rogar's gonna say, if he gets still in earshot, he's gonna say, "Run far, little one. Run very far." And
you hear a chuckling from down the hall, and then you hear another door slam shut.
I'll I'll say, Redclaw, there is a healing poultice on the naked man you carry.
Yes. Let's. This changes things.
I'm gonna go to the armory as well.
Immediately? Are you just gonna drop your companions?
I mean, I'm carrying them with me,
Okay.
But we're all going to the armory basically.
Okay. Okay. You move into the armory. The armory's not very big.
Yeah.
It's only about it's only about 10 feet deep and maybe 15 feet wide. It's not very large. It is packed with everyone's equipment. There appears that there was more equipment, and it is now gone. You see, I will say, you see like a bunch of stuff is spilled across the floor that wasn't spilled across the floor before, and more than likely, Rogar, though not the most intelligent creature, could probably deduce that Slit had been in here and had taken a bunch of shit. So, yes.
I'm gonna. This is kind of an enclosed area, right? It's like a small room.
It's a small room, yes. There doesn't appear to be any breaches like you've seen in some of the other rooms, but it is small. And
I want to take both. Sorry, I want to take both of the people I'm carrying.
Yes,
Tuk and Zal, and I want to kind of, with both hands, kind of have them in my hands, like one in each hand, and just kind of shake them. Arise!
You do.
Awake, you fools!
Start shaking them. They're flopping limply. Yeah. Nothing. No response.
Shake harder.
And then, the captain's like, calm down. And he's still looking around nervously. You should probably arm yourself, but me and you need to have a conversation. We should come to this room. I know it has a barricade within. There's a way to lock it.
Is there like a large satchel or sack in this room?
There was.
Damn it.
It's not there anymore.
All right. Well, I will take, pretty much the only thing I'm missing is my loincloth and
you take your
furs.
You take your loincloth furs, kind of drape them on yourself. It feels good.
Yeah,
it only takes you, I will say, it only takes you maybe a minute or so. You don't have armor to strap on. We will be using the rules for armor, by the way.
Yeah.
So
strapping on armor.
Strapping on armor and sleeping in armor can be tenuous. So yes.
Is my sword still there?
Yes, it is. It's still there. It looks like it is tipped over, like somebody was going to try to carry it and then decided, holy shit, I can't pick this up. Okay. And if you want to describe what your sword looks like.
Well, as of now, it's a sword like that's carved out of bone, like from a great beast, probably like a mammoth or something. It's got a little bit of rune work in it. Doesn't do anything special, but in Draconic, there's some rune work across the large, kind of wide blade. Top of the blade is not as pointed. It's kind of like an executioner's sword. It has kind of
like a cleaver, kind of flat. Yeah,
and it has a little bit of a hook to the top of it, and the pommel is, like a lot of my things, decorated with trophies, so claws and such, leather wrapping around the handle. No guard,
No guard.
Just a blade.
What? You don't need a guard. What is that good for?
So
So, and this is, I mean, it's massive. This is like a great sword, right?
Yeah, it's a great sword. Yeah,
it's huge. So it's gargantuan, and it's sized for Rogar. So it's a great sword for a giant person. So he grabs a hold of it, kind of sling it. I'm sure it has some kind of method of hanging about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got some leather wrapping kind of at the bottom, so I can just put it on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So, But yeah, I will take that and just kind of carry the other two underneath my arm. I was gonna try to take some of the stuff in the bag for them, but you know,
it is what it is. So the captain's quickly now, and he begins moving towards the unopened, explored room at the end of the hall.
The barracks? That's the one?
No, we're going the opposite way towards room I.
Okay.
On the map.
Cool.
You guys never entered into this room. The captain reaches over, and the door is locked. He reaches over and tries the handle. Damn. There was something. Damn it, what did he... He starts fiddling with the wall. He presses in, and there's a brick, almost like a brick, like a cobble, rough piece of stone to the side of the wooden door that depresses in. And as it does, it slides to the side, inward, and it reveals a key, a small key. He reaches in, takes it, and then inserts it into the lock. And then it opens outward. You pull it, and the room is revealed to you. He steps in quickly now. This room should be safe if I'm led to understand what is happening here, or why it's happening.
Rogar would definitely follow.
Okay. Following, he walks over, and it's a pretty large room, and you notice that this is somebody's living quarters. There's a large bed. This would be equivalent of like a king-size bed in the center of this room. It has very ornate kind of wood posts on the four corners. It looks like a very nice sheets, pillows. There is a large, almost like boudoir against one of the walls, and a very heavy desk next to it. There are shelves of books and scrolls and papers on the western wall, just lining the wall. There's shit everywhere. On the desk itself, there appears to be a few things. There's also like an ink, like a quill, and like a little bottle of ink, as well as a scroll that's currently open and looks like it was being scribed upon at some point. There are, other than that, the rest of the room looks similar to the rest of the abandoned facility that you've been in. It's, despite the finery present, the walls and like the ceiling and the floor still have the kind of green moss that's set in certain places, and the stonework looks the same. Like there hasn't been any effort to kind of upkeep anything else. Just all of this shit apparently was brought in. There's a large rug in the center of the floor, very ornate and unique looking. It's got a strange pattern to it. It's a few different colors, red, white, and black. And all of this would be very jarring for Rogar. I mean, all of these things he's probably never experienced before. But regardless, though, the captain moves and puts Dayu upon the bed, kind of places him down. And as he does, he notices the tattoo upon Dayu, the fox tattoo. Very unique design. What are you doing, Rogar?
Probably placing the other two down relatively close, either on the bed or beside it, leaning against it. Yeah.
Do you just toss them, or do you like place them like he did? I'm curious.
Probably not as gently, so probably kind of a toss.
Probably more of a
just like
Tuk gets some distance.
Yeah. He bounces off the bed, maybe.
Bounces. Yeah. But they all make it onto the bed then at this point. Now, interestingly enough, the captain then quickly moves towards the door, Redclaw, and he he takes a few looks out, closes the door, and then reinserts the key that he had liberated, and locks it once again. As he does so, you look around and you. Rogar, give me an investigation check, actually.
Oh God.
I know it's probably not going to be good, but you never know. There's a possibility.
7.
Okay, no, Rogar, you're just kind of looking around this room, kind of like. You do see something very bizarre, Rogar.
I don't see any giant holes, at least.
You don't. There are no giant holes, but you do see something bizarre beyond belief, Rogar. As you turn to your left, suddenly there's another white dragonborn looking at you through a portal. Looks almost identical to you. And this mirror explodes off of the wall, just in pieces everywhere. The captain's like, hold, friend, hold. That's no beast. It's a mirror. Are you not from the kingdom?
What is this? Shaman magic.
That is no magic, friend. It was Rogar, right? Yes, indeed. I can see that you have some noble intent, we'll call it, about you. But I believe me and you should have a conversation.
What would I call the wastes? Would I just call them the wastes, or like?
I don't know what you would call it. You could call it home. I don't know. I don't know. You probably don't have a word for it, to be honest with you. It's just It's just where you live, or whatever. So
I wouldn't really know. I would know. Would I know what the dynasty is? Would I know?
I will say this. You would. So here's what happened, Rogar. Let's make a check. Or make a history check. I want to see how bad it is.
16?
That's really good.
For me, it is great.
So, Rogar, you remember there was a certain visitor to your clan in the north. A very honored and respected visitor that didn't quite fit in, but brought about ideals and revealed things to the tribe that you never would have known otherwise. She also told you in particular, since apparently with the 16, you definitely had an interest in the outer world, outside of your clan, outside of the north. And perhaps this is how you've picked up some goblin. Why you can at least know some of the words. Probably wouldn't know how to write it, let alone read it, but could speak it nonetheless. And she would have also told you about the dynasty, the large kingdom to the south, though when she spoke of it, you probably would have no idea the scale of what she was talking about. But you would get the idea of this. And you also, with the 16, you also probably would have heard tales of other dragon men, similar to the Chosen of Amu, that had their own kingdom, the Dracorian kingdom. And you would have known of both of these entities that make up the two primary factions that rule over Dralora, the continent that you all find yourselves upon.
Then speaking to Redclaw, I would just say, I live in the north, under Amu's protection, until recently. And I'll kind of...
So you are one of the savages
I don't know, with savages.
You probably, I mean,
I don't know if you take offense to it or anything.
Yeah, you probably, who knows? Regardless, though, he, that changes things, but you seem to not be as bloodthirsty as those I've been told about. Regardless, though, you are keeping strange company. He points down at Dayu and Tuk Tuk. These two are criminals. You see these markings, and he points towards the tattoos. They are not good men. They do bad things.
Explain.
Well, they take, they kill, they steal.
Ami will nod his head at taking and killing.
Yes, exactly. Probably all resonates.
Yes. Hunters. And
not quite. I see this is going to be a difficult conversation. Well, these two, regardless, are part of a criminal organization. I guess you have no concept of crime at this point. Regardless.
What is this crime you speak of?
It is the breaking of one's oath, one's rules.
Grave offense.
Yes, it is. A lack of honor stains them. And then this one, he points towards Zaltkar, some kind of imposter. He bore the markings of the Sisters of Silence, a cult, worshippers of a goddess, but they're all women. But yet he wears their symbols. He's obviously some kind of heretic. He killed several on his way in here. It was bloody.
We should wake them. Again, I'll try to shake.
You try to shake them.
Yeah,
nothing happens. They're both unconscious.
If he doesn't wake up, I'm gonna take the healing poultice from Dayu, and I'm gonna break it across his face.
Yeah, you kind of the powder kind of falls onto him, and he inhales some of it. No effect.
Outrageous.
And the captain looks, confused as well. This is odd.
Is there any kind of a water basin nearby or anything like that?
I would say yes. There would be a pail, a water pail of a kind. It is looks like it may be used to wash down a water closet that exists inside of this room. But there is water inside of it.
Is the water filthy?
Does Rogar take a close inspection of the water to see if it's filthy?
I mean, he's going up to look at it.
Okay, you look at it, and you kind of... It's clean enough.
Okay. I'm going to take this water. I'm going to splash it on these guys' face.
Yeah, you... Across all of them, they don't move. The bed is wet now. And so are they. The captain, Rogar, it's,
You're dead.
He
we leave them now.
He takes a closer inspection. They appear to be paralyzed.
Their eyes open the entire time?
Their eyes aren't open.
Okay.
But you do see, Rogar, now that the captain is pointing it out, where they were struck. Specifically where Tuk Tuk was stabbed and slashed, and where Dayu was also stabbed. And then even Zaltkar, the wound in his back, there are black-like veins running away from the wounds that even you would denote of some kind of poison present inside of their systems. The captain...
Does my resistance help at all with that?
It does not, because you are unconscious, and something else happened. Now, if you were immune to poison, this would be a different story. Regardless, though, the captain basically sometimes things just need to run their course. I'm not exactly a man of medicine, but I've been on the field of battle more than once, led Legion into battle. And he kind of sits up a little bit straighter when he talks about this. You just give it time. They should awake, and we can figure out how we're going to get out of here. I have an idea, but perhaps we should wait for the rest to rouse. And to know, Rogar, that these three, in fact, are probably likely to betray you should you stay with them.
Rogar takes it all in.
Yeah. Should we leave this place, I would help you find what you're looking for. I don't believe you belong here. Perhaps you wish to return home.
More than anything, but I cannot. I search for one of my own kind. Perhaps you've seen her. She is green, as I am white. Sinsu, the fair.
Interesting. I know. I've heard tales of a sorceress of some kind that has become the advisor of certain individuals. But she's not
green.
Well, yes, she's green, but she does not go by that name.
I must see her.
Oh, very well, Rogar. I will see what I can do, but first we must escape this situation. And time passes.
Rogar nods in acceptance.
Yeah.
He's excited about this news.
The equivalent of 1 hour passes after all of you are rendered unconscious. And slowly but surely, paralysis loosens, and you all come to wakefulness with 1 hit point and a point of exhaustion. Zaltkar, that brings you to 2 points of exhaustion.
Does Dayu get any health because I put that potion in his face?
He does not.
Am I no longer poisoned, though?
All of you are no longer poisoned.
Ain't feeling so good, but I'm not poisoned.
It's at this point that, and I will say this, Rogar, the captain has been kind of pacing around the room and looking around and kind of shaking his head, and he's been poring over some of the scrolls and scripts that he's been finding in this room, and he just shakes his head each time, reading he doesn't really relate to you what's happening, but you do see him doing this. As the rest of you come to wakefulness, the captain turns, seeing... What does he see as the rest of you come to?
What happened? Where are we? Why am I covered in water?
You would not rise.
My head hurts.
Where's my stuff?
Leave some of your belongings or the room next door. The other small one kicked you in the head as he fled.
Was it you that looked after me? Well, this will not be forgotten. I want to scurry down to where my stuff is.
Okay. Before you leave the room,
afraid.
Zaltkar, the captain kind of steps forward. Hold there, friend. And he's got his hand on his weapon. It is sheathed, but he's got his hand on it. I think you and me need a discussion after this. Regardless, though, how much do you guys know of this place?
I was quested here to find others of my order who have gone astray.
Your order?
I am a hound.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Zaltkar.
Persuasion, where are you? Okay, let's see how this goes.
Let's see how it goes.
As soon as this is happening.
Oh, that is a doity 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Let's see here for what I've got. That is going to be... Alright, he looks at you and kind of narrows his eyes and then... I see you at least speak truth. It is well known there are no men within the sisters.
I am of no tribe. The sisters have taken me to task for their own ends.
Well, this changes things. Did any of you have any knowledge of this place?
Woke up here, same as the others.
Just woke up. Here I was.
Well,
Naked and afraid. Nothing but my pipe and my earrings.
Nothing but my pipe up my ass.
yes, and he kind of looks down, looks you over. Yes, I see. And you can tell he has a bit of disdain.
So I've got a vest on now. I got the.
Yes. Hey,
I don't even know if he saw my tattoo, did he?
Oh, yeah.
I got the armor on.
Oh, it's not... Dude, it's massive. You described it as being massive across your chest.
On my chest, yeah.
Cobra, so,
Yeah, I just thought the armor might be covering
not completely covering it. Not completely.
All right.
If you would have had clothing on underneath, I would give you full coverage. But,
Fair enough.
Yes. Regardless, though, he doesn't... You can tell that he's not really making eye contact with either Dayu or Tuk Tuk. He is starting to warm up to Zaltkar. You can just tell by his body language. But
He's gonna love me.
he kind of relaxes a little. I see you're desperate to find your things. Before you venture out there, though, what was that thing you encountered? Have any of you others seen it before?
I barely saw it this time.
Well, as far as I know, this facility was being run by a mage. One from the Iron Battery. I was sent in, we and my companions. There were two of us. Perhaps you've seen them. A small goblin, Crete. He has a part of his left ear missing. And Braz, he's a bugbear with a bluish tone to his fur, piercing through his nose. Have either of you seen these two?
Didn't the bugbear get attacked?
That bugbear did not have a piercing through his nose.
Oh, that was a different bugbear. Okay.
Yes.
Good bugbear, okay.
Yes.
No, haven't seen it. Who can I thank for saving me? Last thing I remember, I got hit by some crazy-looking alien beast, and then I wake up here.
That would be the Honorable Rogar.
Rogar. I'll give him a little bow. Thank you. I'm at your service.
Rogar just stares at him.
Yeah, like, what is that? What are you doing? It's amazing.
Are these beasts?
Are the uncultured?
Are these beasts common in the south?
I've never seen anything like it. I was told that this mage had not been giving reports. He was doing research for the shogunate. Supposedly he was going to bring forth some beast of destruction, something that we could be tamed and used for war, something to rival the Drake Riders of the Dracorian kingdoms. I was sent in to inspect, at least. I did not make it far. I made it, as you saw, I made it into that room, and then I was locked away. Then this happened. I did not know they were using prisoners, as he kind of looks towards the two of the Mar to further this research, but this is ill tidings, to say the least.
Where's Craven Tongue?
The little bastard got away.
Roy grips his sword tightly.
Yes. And he took our key with him. There's no way out. He was startled enough to leave the door to the armory open, though. That's where Rogar found his equipment, and there is the rest of yours, I do believe, is inside. But I felt like we should at least get on some kind of understanding before we move forward. First and foremost, you two are enemies of the Shogun, and you will be tried for your crimes. But
Crimes? Do you speak of? No charges have been brought against me.
We'll see. What is
We
your
will. name? Your mom? What's your name?
Tuk Tuk, he grips his katana.
And I grip my dagger.
Your little
that
dagger?
I found off that body. Yeah.
And you could see his hand beginning to twist, and you see anger boiling up. He is currently holding himself together. I will not be spoken to by someone without honor in such a way. Do it again, and I'll take your head.
Honor? You don't know me. What are you talking about? Besides, I was just testing you.
And he looks back to Rogar and gives you a knowing look, Rogar.
Let's arm ourselves.
Yes, let's.
My name is Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tuk.
What's your name?
I am Captain. Shit, I lost his first name.
Oh, come on.
Barlock. Barlock
Cap-
Redclaw.
Captain Shit Redclaw. Okay.
Do you say shit Redclaw?
No, you said that. You said shit. I lost Captain Shit.
Captain
No, I don't.
Barlock Redclaw.
I say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Captain. I think you got the wrong idea about me.
So we can get out of here. And
Did I get to go get my stuff?
He moves away from the door at this point. And you immediately, Zaltkar eagerly opens the door. Zaltkar, you're not apparently giving any haste to what could be on the other side of this door.
Well, I want to go. I'm not running down to get my stuff.
Okay.
I want to make my way. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to be like charging down the hallway naked.
Give me a perception test first.
I will say
I would like to stealth.
Okay, go and give me a stealth roll then. Tuk Tuk.
The captain would have taken note of my interesting markings as part of my story.
Yes, well, and on top of that, it is, there's not very good lighting down here, so we'll get to other aspects of your person as we get into, if we ever make it to daylight.
So, you said you wanted a perception.
Yes, perception from Zaltkar. 21, okay. 21. And what did you get for your stealth, Tuk Tuk?
24.
24. As all of you turn, Tuk Tuk disappears from view from everyone. He just kind of he was there a second, He's not there anymore. You don't know where the hell
Not
he
there
is.
anymore.
He's probably
The
more
shadows.
than likely he's kind of ducked behind the doorway, kind of looking out barely as you guys walk out, and he's just kind of creeping behind you.
Yeah, I'm behind his legs.
Yeah, but Zoltkar, you move forward, keeping an eye out. You do hear strange noises emanating, kind of echoing down the corridors as you're moving, but you do see the door to the armory wide open. Apparently nothing has changed since Rogar went through here. The three of you are able
That's very
to
good.
retrieve your equipment. You can equip all the stuff you want. Unfortunately, there's nothing else in here. There was extra stuff that is with Slick Rivington.
Oh,
now.
God.
No
It's now
potions,
gone.
nothing.
I will say this: the captain will inform you that well, if you're looking for those the healing powders, I do believe I saw a few in the desk back in the room.
Thank you, Captain.
Can make our
Do you
way-
make yourself known, Tuk Tuk? Because he was talking to Zoltkar and the others. Because
Oh.
you're invisible right now. As you
No, I'm just
kind of
grabbing my
sneak
stuff.
in while everyone else
Yeah.
is getting dressed. You sneak in and get your shit real quietly and kind of in the corner and getting all your stuff on.
So where
Just
would he have?
looking around, making sure
Yeah.
no crazy things.
Where did
are
he
happening.
indicate they were? Because I need to get me a couple of them.
He said that he
Details.
saw a few inside the desk in the room that you guys were just in room I.
I'd like to
the
stealth back
quarters.
that way.
All right. Well, with your previous stealth roll, you're able to slip out of here, with no one the wiser. In fact, no one the wiser.
Wait, are all of us in here, or did Rogar stay back in that room?
I'm assuming Rogar and the captain are kind of in the hall. No reason to everybody crowd inside the armory door.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not sneaking off alone again. You know, I learned my lesson from that time.
If you're moving away, stealthed, no one is coming with you. So take that as you will.
I was going back to get some of them health pills.
I'm giving him a chance if he is trying to do something
Steal 'em.
because he's stealthed so well. If you choose to do so, that's all I'm throwing out there.
I do want to go back to the room, and I want to take a look at that desk before anybody else gets there. and
Okay,
just-
that's what I was getting
I
at.
wanna
Because you
yeah.
rolled so well, I was going to give you that. All right. So you make it. I will say you make it into the room. Do you shut the door behind you? Do you leave it open?
I don't shut it all the way. I just kind of like
Kind of leave it cracked. You kind of
Yeah.
You're good at this. You kind of
Yeah.
sneak in, and nothing's changed. You were just in here moments ago. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
not very good at this. I don't think. It's a 12.
A 12. Okay.
Yeah.
With the 12, first off, Tuk, you see what looks to be some kind of, which is strange. You see a journal, bound, book. Books are rare in the dynasty. Most of the writing is done on scrolls, and to see a book is odd, specifically because from where you hail from, it would be the only people that you would see with books would be not even scholars really. They would be wielders of magic or wielders of the divine. People that have magical abilities. And
Well, it's probably worth a lot, and I like rare items.
it might be worth a
So-
lot depending on what it is.
Do I see like the title or anything? Can I,
It's leather bound. It's small. It's a journal size.
Okay.
It's like a black kind of leather. As you kind of pour over it, it's got a strange kind of designs on the outside of it. There is no title or anything on the outside, at least. Do you open it?
carefully.
You kind of very curiously open up the page, the first couple pages, and what languages do you know?
Common, Goblin, and Thieves' Cant.
Thieves Cant. Okay. So you open it, and It's strange. You see that there is some goblin in here, but it doesn't make any sense. And because you have proficiency with Thieves' Cant, you can tell that this is some kind of cipher.
Okay.
But this appears to be a journal of some kind. It appears to be a captain's log.
Captain specifically.
Captain's log, and the way it's written, well, yeah, I don't think you would know that because you don't live in a place close to the ocean. So you get that it is some kind of captain of something, and you get things described involving sea terms. So you could probably assume this is a captain of a ship.
Okay. I'll tuck it away.
Okay.
In my pockets, and then I'll continue to look for those potions and anything else that might be interesting.
All right. As Tuk is putting away the journal, Zaltkar, I'll say that you move into the room. Zaltkar, give me a real quick perception test.
All right, one perception check coming right up.
We'll see if you see Tuk secret this away.
Oh, how about a 22?
Tuk, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand, where are my skills? Okay.
Which might be pretty fucking good, so we'll see.
It is also a 22.
Oh, shit.
So, what is that, my intelligence versus...
Shit.
Roll again.
Dexterity?
No. You guys both rolled a 22? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do this. I'll give you this. Here's what happens. So, Zaltkar, you see Tuk move his hand back to kind of his pack area. Mm-hmm. And you see him shift something into it. But was it higher?
No, Dayu reminded me about the disadvantage.
Oh, yes, you are at disadvantage. All of you are at disadvantage, actually.
It's true. So you want me to roll that down?
Yeah, both of you roll again.
Yeah. I rolled a 16 that time.
Okay. Zaltkar might not do as well this time.
Oh, that's going to be a 20. Wait, so I still have a 22 because this was a 23.
There.
Okay.
So he sees me.
He does. So he sees you with the journal, and he sees you tuck it away. And then you notice he's there. You're like, ha! Yeah, and he makes eyes with you. So you will have seen him tuck something away. The drawer, easily found after this. It's the top drawer. You open it up, and there are a few of these kind of potion-like pills inside of a box, a very expensive-looking wooden box.
I will take the box with me.
I have the box.
So I'm in the drawer.
Listen. I'm in the drawer here.
Okay.
I will take the box.
I will say this. You take the box and you open it to check its contacts, and Zaltkar and everyone else sees that the potions are inside there.
Yeah, I'm not going to take them all for myself. I was going to hand some out.
Yeah.
But the box looks expensive, so I want to keep that.
What else have you found, little man?
Is anybody else in the room?
I will say that by this time, yes, Dayu, everyone else would have made it.
I say that with a, kind of a scurrilous wink.
Mm-hmm.
I know he found something, but I'm not gonna rat him out about it. But you're not getting all of the potions yourself.
Oh no, I don't want all of them. Okay. I just want like one or two. And I tell him, gentlemen, I'll tell you later. I'll show you later. And then I hand him the open box.
There are
that box though.
There are 10 healing potions inside of this box.
And what does each one do?
2d4 plus 2, and you can use it as a bonus action.
Well, I'll take two and
two of them right now.
Now I will tell you this, everyone: if you take more than one in a short span of time, we will be rolling to see if you succumb to a magical poison.
Because they're going freaking crack.
For using too many at once.
You said that they heal how much now?
2d4 plus 2.
So you cannot take too much of this temple.
Now, and this would be like if you were in combat and you tried to do one round and then the next round try to do another one. You might get a little messed up. I'm just saying, you might get a little bit of that you might hit that overdose threshold. So yes, bad things or good things could happen. We'll see.
So, but if we took 2 right now,
if there's a time span, like you give it 30 seconds.
Actually, I'm only going to take 1.
I'm only taking 1.
2d4.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me clear this out.
How many was I given?
I believe you were given how many? There were 10 total.
There's 10. So I took 2. He took 2. So there should be 6 more.
6 left. So you could each have 3.
Okay.
Rogar, you taking 3 of these?
I will take some, and I'll take 3, and I'll open up my hand and hand it to Redclaw.
Yeah,
see
and
if he takes any.
And he kind of, as you open it as a gesture, he gives you a little bit of a bow, and then he will take 1.
And
I'm gonna have
put my loincloth.
All right. Oh no! Oh no! Puts it in his loincloth. You also, Zaltkar, why don't you give me an investigation check? Actually.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see, what's this investigation look like? Excuse me.
Because you appear to be interested in this.
Oh, it's just a straight roll dice, though. It's only a 2. Sad. Womp womp.
Okay.
I'm still
a 2.
Oh, a little jazzed up from.
All right. With
blurry-eyed,
that,
I can't see what's going on.
You don't find anything else. You're kind of looking over, and you're just kind of you take your potion, you kind of inhale it, and you feel relieved. Dayu, I'm assuming you take yours as well, because you were.
Yeah, I took just the 1.
Yeah. So you don't find anything else in this room. However, with that being done, the captain, well, if everyone is armed themselves, and are you ready?
I got my pants on.
Yes, thank you. And please never take them off again. I don't believe I would survive another look.
Stop looking, weirdo.
And he clenches again.
I give him a little wink. So uptight.
He does not look pleased at all. And you can tell this man is extremely uptight. Like, very rigid in his posture.
With Tuk Tuk's tattoo, like, are these, like, do certain members have certain ones?
You would know from experience that typically the Mar is made up of... Woo! Sorry, guys. The Mar is made up of a multitude of individuals from all walks of life. And the tattoos are something special to just this organization. These kind of magical nature of these tattooing, at least. And typically, you have gangs is the kind of lowest level of the Mar, and that is what both of you are a part of. Now, there are many different gangs and many different types of gangs, and usually what will happen is a local gang, however many people are inside of it, will usually get the same tattoo. That's not always the case, depending on which part of the dynasty you're in. But usually you run with someone that has the same kind of tattoo at first. That's the initial level. You're all brothers of the Mar currently, brothers and sisters. That's your current rank, if you did not know.
So do we view each other as brothers then? Or competition?
You're given the title of brothers and sisters, but
gotcha.
You would all both know from experience that you are anything but close to that. You are family in name and nothing else. The Mar is a very cutthroat organization where sometimes the easiest way to get promoted is to eliminate the one above you. So just keep that in mind.
In a situation like this,
you probably get all the help you can get. You would know that you're both of you being from this organization, you would know that you both are obviously somewhat skilled, because they don't just accept everyone. If you get a tattoo, that means that you've done something and you've proven yourself in some way. That is kind of a marking to show that you are worthy of representing the family.
Gotcha.
So what are we doing?
Does it look like we're about to go? Well, Rogar's gonna say, do we hunt these things?
I don't know. They must be the creatures that he was working on. They're loose. It looks like they've been loose a while, which is concerning, because I had no idea what was happening. I don't feel safe leaving these things about. I think we should...
We hunt
them. Yes.
Rogar's, getting his sword. Rogar also has 2 hand axes and a javelin. So, securing all of his gear. And
why don't we get a quick rundown of everyone else's gear while we're at it? So as Rogar kind of secures all of his stuff, let's move over to Zoltkar. You described yourself already in the previous session, but just kind of give us a brief recap of your attire.
Right. So, when I haven't been relieved of all my gear, what he would have seen, kind of a grayish, ashen tone skin, atypical for a hobgoblin, with markings and tattoos and a pattern down his arms and legs, and obviously marked for some purpose. Now that I have donned all of my gear again, you see a typical plate armor, but it's a breastplate, kind of an ironish look, and rustish red highlights, long cape and cowl to kind of mask my intent, and a mask over my face.
So you are wearing the mask of the infiltrator?
Well, I'm going to put it on, but I'm not going to activate it as a tool. But yeah, I'm wearing.
Strangely enough, Zoltkar, which you know because you've used this before, it doesn't have holes for the eyes, but yet when you put it on, you can see like normal.
Yes. And so, but yeah, I am donned all out in my Order of the Jailer of Secrets attire.
Yeah, and weaponry.
I'm carrying a crossbow, and let's see. I've got.
Is it a full crossbow or a hand crossbow?
It's a hand crossbow, so it looks even smaller in my taller frame.
Yes.
I have that and a scimitar.
On your hip.
Yeah.
Okay. Curved sword, which curved swords are kind of the norm here in the Dynasty. Mostly for flavor, but that the scimitar wouldn't stand out too much. So, how about Dayu? As we see Zoltkar kind of strap his breastplate on, he's probably takes the longest out of everybody to get his equipment back on.
In terms of weaponry, Dayu would have his Yumi or a bow.
Okay.
Arrows. And in terms of equipment, since I was on my way either to or from Port Dorona, all that stuff, my mess kits, rations, water skin, that would have been with my wagon, I'm assuming, because I wouldn't just carry that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. That's fair.
So he would just currently strap on his Yumi and his blue top that he wears, kimono style, with like a greenish olive bottom to it. His straw hat we discussed earlier.
I put his hat on.
And then he likes to wear like a little straw, like cape style.
Oh yeah,
very very straw hat Ronin.
Yeah, I love it. Yes,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, all right. I will say, Dayu, as you kind of put all the attire on, you do get a look from the captain. Did you serve?
I served in ways, but that was years ago.
You served with the Ronin, the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats are a mercenary group inside of the dynasty that wear almost identical what you just described. So, interesting.
Well, you already know one company I served with, judging by the looks you gave me of my markings on my arm.
Yes, it appears you've fallen
But
from grace.
That was a different life. I've been a farmer for the past 10 or so years.
Go and give me a persuasion check, Tayu.
At disadvantage,
At disadvantage.
And a -1.
Yes. Let's see how you do.
I rolled 2 18s, so a 17.
See, I rolled a 4. So that brings it to a 5. And the captain kind of looks at you and he believes you. Well, perhaps there's redemption left in you.
It is noted that I don't carry a sword on me.
No sword.
No sword, just a bow.
Bow. You still have your dagger though that you.
I gave that to Craven.
Oh, that's right, you did. You gave it to Craventon, so you don't have a dagger right now. So you just have you have your
Just
mitts and your bow. All right. And then after this, kind of Tuk scampers out, all clad up. What is Tuk like right now?
Yeah, Tuk has his like charcoal gray studded leather vest with like a long sleeve shirt coming out of it that has a collar, and then on the back of his vest there's a little hood that he can bring up. A little charcoal gray hood. The shirt underneath is black, and then black baggy kind of ninja pants and ninja shoes.
Yes,
is what I would describe. And then he's obviously got his pipe and his earrings. And then as far as weapons go, he has a for some reason I have a light crossbow, and I have a couple daggers, and I have a short sword. I also have a hand crossbow. I don't know if that was. I don't think I'm supposed to have that. So.
Okay.
But I got a light crossbow and a short sword.
Okay.
I think because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a short sword and a crossbow or just the light crossbow.
Yeah, light crossbow. So, and I will say, even though it's a light crossbow, in Tuk-Tuk's hands, it looks full size because he's
big,
a small creature. So it looks like a full size crossbow to him.
It looks just like my character art, where he's got this big old.
And I'll ask you this though, Tuk for flavor. Most of the swords in the dynasty are more kind of like katana-esque. A short sword would be a tanto, I believe is what they're called.
Wakizashi.
Wakizashi. Tanto is a different one. Wakizashi.
That's a dagger.
We'll say I have a wakizashi.
Okay, yeah, so it's a wakizashi. Yeah, you don't have to because other weapons exist around the world. So it's.
That sounds awesome. I want the wakizashi. All right. I got my ninja pants on. Give me that wakizashi.
Got it. So you got you have your wakizashi, Tuk, strapped on, and after all of this is assembled, the captain. Well, at least you don't look defenseless any longer. Perhaps we can hunt these things yet. We can't let any escape. I fear for what could happen should any of these make it out of this facility. It is apparent that there's been some kind of catastrophic failure. I've noticed that we have not heard a single guard. I fear my men are probably dead. But regardless, we need a way out. The only way I know out is through that door. Unless you know otherwise. And my key was taken by that creature. We will need to find either Crete or Brass. Each of them also were given a key to enter and exit this facility. So, while exterminating, perhaps if we come across one of their corpses, we can lift it from them.
We didn't see anyone that looks like that, did we?
The only body you guys have seen was the bugbear. You've not seen any other bodies. You've seen what might be remnants of corpses and lots of blood, but you have not seen a body as of yet.
So I think I would tell the captain every room that we were in before I went unconscious, just so he would know by, he could maybe give us an idea of what rooms haven't been searched yet.
Okay. That is fair. With that in mind, where are you guys going to go from here? You're currently outside the armory in the main hall. Where are you venturing?
These things move quietly and quickly. Would it not be better for us to set a trap?
Perhaps, but then how would we find my men?
I'd feel more comfortable killing these creatures than going looking for your men.
We don't even know how many there are. Do you know how they develop? Do you know anything?
I know as I turned the corner and one of them was on me.
Yes, that big thing. It was terrifying to behold.
It is a suggestion. You're a man of military rank.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you what we saw in the cells. They came out of the bodies of some of the other prisoners.
From
these little baby ones. And then they all acted together. And I explained what we saw.
Yeah. And he ponders this as you guys are
like a hive
in the hall. And some kind of...
I look at my belly. Start feeling around. Since I know I got stabbed. Can I make a perception check or anything?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check to...
Oh, damn it. Ooh, that's a 5.
5. You do see, you have a wound, obviously. It's not like closed, but the black tendrils that were creeping out from it from before are no longer are doing so.
Okay.
So it just looks like just a regular wound. So where are we venturing?
I'm assuming we're venturing towards D.
Okay.
It's the only room that I think we did not enter. I think we...
Yeah, you did not enter
maybe
D.
C as well. I don't know if we entered C either.
I don't think you did.
So C and D. So back towards the cells, essentially.
Yeah, you start moving back towards the cells.
But before we go, Rogar is going to walk up and he's going to kind of stomp over to Dayu. Looking at his person, not having any real weapons besides just a bow, he takes out the Morning Star he took from the bugbear and kind of puts it out in front of him and he goes, "Elder, take."
I appreciate it, but I'm going to be far more deadlier with this.
And I'll just strap it back on and then we'll head towards the cells.
Okay. Who is leading?
I'm assuming it's going to be Redclaw, unless
that's fair. No, that's fine.
I mean, I don't know if he would allow, the attitude he's given to people. All right. He would allow them to lead.
So Rogar is going to be closely behind him.
All right, Redclaw in the lead. We can say it is a 10-foot wide tunnel, so the rest of you just kind of fall not in a straight line, but in a loose line behind. And he makes his way over to room C. He glances over. Yes, were you going to say something?
Sorry, one second. I would have told everyone real quick before we left the main room that these creatures bleed fire. If they didn't know.
Zolkar knows.
Zolkar might know.
Yeah.
I didn't know if some of the other people got downed, I think, before they got a chance.
No one else saw it. It was just Rogar and Zolkar knows.
So I'll explain to them, don't get so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stealth behind Rogar.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
7'5" frame.
Roll me stealth check.
That's a natural 20 plus 8, 28.
Shit, 28. All right. Well, I'll keep it in mind. For all intents and purposes, everyone else in the party is just kind of like, what's that little fucker? Kind of like, every once in a while you see him for a second, and then he just kind of ducks underneath someone else's legs, and he's gone. I imagine him like skulking, like on all fours sometimes, just kind of So very like Smeagol, but
I'm just trying to keep a lookout, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If we get attacked, I'll be behind this big fucker. Maybe I can hide and shoot.
So you make it over to room C, and Redclaw gets over to the door, and he tries the door, and he can tell it's unlocked. So he grabs a hold of his sword, not unsheathing it, and throws the door open. It opens towards you into the hallway, revealing it looks like this was some kind of storage room. You see like essentially cleaning equipment. Most of it's rotten, look out of disuse. Like you see like brooms and the equivalent of a mop. Doesn't appear to be much on the surface. If anybody would like to investigate, they can.
Sure. Investigation. Disadvantage.
Yes.
Damn. I lost a natural 20, so it was a 6.
A 6.
Ooh.
Okay, so you kind of glance around and you don't see anything of use, really. Not seeing anything evident. Redclaw leaves the door open and then moves around the corner to where you guys described the other room. The torch is of note. The torch that was burning on the other side of this is out. I will also note that every room that you've been in, besides the armory and room I, the quarters of the mage who used to be here, all of the other torches are out, and the sconces they were in have been ripped from the walls.
The torch is still there.
The torches are still there. They're just out.
I'll pick one up. And does anyone have a way to light one of these? Because I assume we're walking around in pitch blackness. Even with
You
the
are
dark
now.
vision.
All of you can see about 60 feet or so.
Yeah.
And the captain looks back at you. It could be useful. Some creatures fear fire, as far as I know.
Roger has a tinderbox, so he'll...
Okay. I'll say you're able to light it. You can, and then you light one of the torches. So
Jai is carrying a torch.
Dayu's carrying a torch now. So this does widen your field of view significantly. So you guys can see pretty much anywhere in here. If you're in a room, you're going to be able to see everything as long as Dayu has that torch with him. So you make it around the corner, and you notice that the door to room D, there is a hole on the bottom of the door, close to the ground, splintered inwards. There are pieces of wood kind of shattered about. And the captain looks down at it and then very cautiously moves towards the door and swings it open. And this room looks like, well, first off, it looks like a torture chamber. There are manacles hanging from the ceiling. There is a table in the center that looks like it would be used as a rack to stretch a person upon. There is a wheel in the corner. There are various implements of torture throughout this room. Now, there is no fresh blood or anything on any of these devices, as far as you guys can tell. But does anybody want to give me an investigation check?
I'll take a look around.
All right, give me a look at disadvantage.
Disadvantaged. Hold on.
On that note, I rolled a 19 on my disadvantage stealth roll because I forgot about
Oh,
disadvantage.
yeah, I forgot. That's okay.
An 8.
An 8. Zaltkar, you look around, and with an 8, you do see something. Thank God. Thank God somebody saw something. You've been looking around. You obviously see all the equipment. You can tell that you don't see anything that like's been used recently, anything like that. You do see that there is what looks like it used to be some kind of fire, almost like a chimney. And you notice that the soot that looks like it was long undisturbed for some time is just spread out everywhere. and it catches your eye. You kind of go down and you look down, and there's a damn hole through the back of this fireplace and goes into the next room, and it's about the same size as the hole in the door.
So it would go through into E?
It would go through from D into M.
Into M? Ah, okay, so just around the corner. And they look suspiciously the same size.
They look about the same size. These would be considered a tiny hole. It's about like a rabbit hole almost.
Yeah, maybe about the size of a face hugger. Maybe, I don't know. But are there any marks around, like scorch marks or burn marks around the holes or anything indicating
with an 8
through the? Yeah.
With an 8, you don't see any defining characteristics.
Got it.
You could tell that you could be able to tell that this wasn't here before. This obviously looks like something more new.
I'd give the group, the good Mr. Tuk and company, kind of a heads up that whatever came through that door also made its way through that stone wall.
Jeez.
That it did.
It didn't look like it had much trouble with it either.
Can you see what's on the other side?
I'm not sticking my head through there. Tuk. Any man carries a pipe in his ass is willing to stick his head through a hole in the wall, I'm sure.
Whoa. No one said it was my butt. All right?
Hey, it was in your prison wallet.
Prison wallet
You said it was in your
is
prison
your
wallet.
asshole.
Prison wallet is your
Brought
ass.
it hanging out of my mouth. They just never took it away from me,
No.
Nope.
He said,
pipe
he
was
goes,
up there.
you got one item in your prison wallet.
Prison wallet.
My pipe.
Whatever.
It's canon
It's okay.
now. You
It's
can't
okay,
fuck me.
Tuk-Tuk.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Everyone needs to learn
will-
how to keister. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
will,
called working on your pelvic floor. Okay.
Okay. I will.
Anthony knows what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to stick my head through it, but I'm going to squat. I'm going to squat down and look through that hole.
Okay.
And just see what I see.
You can see now. You weren't conscious, unfortunately, but you would see the laboratory on the other side. You would see like a smattering of like glass on the floor and some of the overturned furniture. Dayu and Rogar would recognize it. Zoltkar and Tuk, you guys were unconscious for the journey in there, so you would not know. But if you describe what you see, Dayu and Rogar, you could assume that that's what it is.
Yeah, I describe it to them. But I don't see any creatures.
Well, it sounds like the laboratory. Perhaps we should move there.
Wasn't there another room we haven't been yet?
It sounds like we've been in the
Like
mall.
C? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought we missed.
Well, you just went to see a moment ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that marks all the rooms that we've been in, at least at one point.
Yes. Now, have you guys investigated all the rooms?
No.
Not many.
Yeah.
So, just saying. But you can cross that one off
We
the
need to
list
investigate the lab.
for now. Okay. So is that where you guys are going to move to now? Just move straight towards the lab?
I would after seeing that, but I wouldn't want to try to go through the hole in the wall.
Okay.
No.
You know of a way in. The rest of you, you
Yeah,
move into the hall, and then you move through the through what is room E on your map, which is kind of like the makeshift break room. There are a few.
Also, the tornado shelter.
Yes, exactly, in the center. So you move through there and into J, which is more of like just a hall in its way that just splits off to these other more important rooms. Room K is inaccessible. That's the room that you found Redclaw in. From this side, you can get in through the laboratory, and you would notice that the doors that lead from J to M, they're two steel doors. The first one is ripped completely, just is torn to the side. Something clawed its way through it. You see deep scratch marks along the side of it. the door to room M is wide open from where you guys last ventured through here and did not close it. And that is the laboratory, room M.
Going in.
Redclaw really tightens his grip on his katana as he begins to move forward. And he motions, and he does no hand
I would
motions.
like to knock an arrow into my crossbow, please.
Okay, easily enough. You take a bolt and you kind of slide it in as you all move inside.
Ditto.
I need someone to make me. Well, I'll let you all make investigation checks. Everyone's at disadvantage except for Rogar, ironically.
Not very good at it, though.
Hey,
Rogar rolled a
I got
9.
12. I
Okay.
got a 12 at disadvantage.
Saltkar, 12. Dayu,
Also a 12.
12. Tuk. Not so much Tuk. I will say, like, the going unconscious, surviving being poisoned has taken a toll on most of you. You can feel that you're just not 100%. All of you, pretty much, except for Rogar. But Rogar is not exactly a very intellectual man, so he's just kind of... As you begin to look around here, Zoltkar and Dayu, you see that there are... First off, this is some kind of laboratory, obviously. Zoltkar, you would recognize some of the symbols as arcane glyphs. There appears to be warding all along this room.
I have Abyssal and Celestial in my languages, if that helps.
That would not completely cover this,
Okay.
but you would be able to tell, just because of who you are and your background, that this is definitely some kind of arcane warding. Now, what it does, no idea. You would also know that the warding looks broken because there's a hole in the ceiling, a massive hole. The still smoking corpse of the creature is laying up underneath the hole where Rogar last threw it. And it's very wispy smoke coming up off of it still, but it is still burning this entire time. You would also find Zoltkar and Dayu in the corners of this room. You find several ovoid-like biological things. No one else discovered this, but Dayu and Zoltkar both did. So, for that, one moment
Oh, no.
while I pull something up.
Eggs. Shoot them.
I need both Zoltkar and Dayu to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. Wisdom
Oh, shit, a natural 20.
Okay, good. It is
Yeah,
a
but it's
disadvantage.
disadvantaged.
Oh, no, it's not.
saving throws too?
Saving throws aren't. That's 3 levels of exhaustion. So you're
Yeah.
Is it?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20.
So
All
just
right.
a straight up roll
Straight roll.
for
Mhm.
wisdom save. I rolled a 1 + 4.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming you guys are at different parts of the room. You're all
Yes.
looking at different places. All of you are kind of spread out, kind of looking around. I'm sure
Right,
no one
conquer.
wants to venture underneath the hole, right?
No, Rogar is looking at the
does.
corpse, and he's
I'm very proud of his work.
Has his sword kind of poking it, and he goes, "Remember and it feels confident that that's what this is. And
Yep. That's. I mean, that's a good analogy, perhaps, and kind of the captain kind of perhaps some kind of offshoots. Interesting, because he's with Rogar, just kind of looking there. The other two, where are you actually, Tuk, when all this is taking place?
I am still next to Rogar. The
Okay,
one
so yeah,
dude
we'll-
that survived. I'm just
Yeah,
tucked next
we'll
to him.
say that Rogar, Tuk, and the captain are all kind of in the center of the room. When the objects are discovered, and it's interesting. As you both kind of approach almost at the same time in different corners of the room, you see as you get within about 10 feet of the objects, there's only one in each corner. And you see as they split into 4 little flaps at the top, like a flower opening. And there must be some kind of tantalizing secret within Zaltkar. Dayu, you watch this, and you kind of... Dayu, you watch this, and you kind of... You stop, and you stare at it for a moment, and you see something moving within. Zaltkar, it's strange. Suddenly, you feel like you have to investigate. You need to know what's inside of this.
I don't.
This secret
no,
must be
no secret in here.
uncovered.
I don't want to know. I don't want to
because you failed your wisdom saving throw.
I don't want to know.
And
natural one.
And you would see
it was a 1 plus 4. That's
fine. It's fine. It's 4. It's 4. As you move closer, Zaltkar, you move and you get close and you get within a few feet of it. And Dayu, at this point, you're thinking you might say something to everyone else when something leaps from within the what we now know as an egg, as a creature, small and spider-like, with 4 legs, ending in sharp finger-like points, a tail roughly 2 feet in length, very dexterous and whipping around, launches itself from the egg at Zaltkar's face. This is a surprise because you fell for the tantalizing secret. And I rolled a natural 20. So, Zaltkar, the creature leaps out and its tail runs around your throat, dealing 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it wraps around your throat and you are grappled. As it begins to tighten and squeeze in you, and you manage to get your hands up because it's trying to press itself onto your body.
So funny.
You see that there is a clear, sticky mucus that is sticking to your hands as you're holding it. Yeah. And there is a long, almost proboscis-like thing dangling out from underneath it from what looks like might be a mouth, and it looks like it's searching. The end of the proboscis has lots of small, almost needle-like teeth along the edge of it, and it is fanning out.
And you stick a dog dick down my throat. You do not stick a dog dick down my throat.
That is where we're going to take our first break.
Oh.
So we'll go ahead and get a break, guys.
Welcome to